what are the key ingredients for building that perfect child, the most brain functional child that you can have, we understand that perhaps the most important ingredient in building the better brain is an omega-3 fat called DHA. In fact, when you go to a grocery store and look at the infant formulas, which I do from time to time just to see what's going on, you'll notice that virtually every infant formula is enriched with DHA, understanding that that's a key ingredient for brain development, for the growth of new brain cells and for the connection of brain cells. Well, that's after the child has been born. Of course, my recommendation is to avoid infant formula if at all possible. If mom can breastfeed, that is by far and away, for hundreds of reasons, the right choice. But getting back to what mom should be eating while she's pregnant, and I would emphasize that we often see information that women should be eating a lot of fish. I don't believe that's necessarily the best recommendation. I would limit fish consumption to perhaps 1 or 2 servings per week. Why was fish recommended and is still recommended? And it's because it is high in that omega-3 DHA, so important for brain development. My recommendation is that mom consider reducing fish consumption because of some concerns, which I think are quite valid, with reference to heavy metal toxicity and PCB toxicity in fish. We can't be so sure these days when we buy fish in the grocery store that, number one, it's the type of fish that it's supposed to be, according to the label, and number two, that it's wild as opposed to being farm-raised. We want to obviously choose wild fish whenever possible. If you're going to cut back on fish, you should take a DHA supplement. And there's nothing difficult about getting a DHA supplement. You can go to any grocery store or any pharmacy and get a supplement of DHA, taking about 900 milligrams to 1,000 milligrams of that supplement a day. I do feel there is absolutely a place for a good prenatal vitamin. A lot of the trace minerals are deficient in the standard Western diet these days. Things like copper and iodine are really important. And of course, we have to emphasize the importance of folic acid in the diet. Everybody pretty well understands how important that is for brain development. Folate-rich foods, the green leafy vegetables, are important to include in your diet.